Although we get a lot of tape when we talk on the phone and it's recorded, I like the bar for bar of the clips, the voice clips. It allows me to say something, give a complete thought, and then it gives you an opportunity to give me a complete thought, and I can balance that out on the video. When I'm talking, I binge talk so much to you, and you're so good at listening to me, which allows me to binge talk. May Allah bless you. Um, I run a lot of tape. I'm saying a lot of good things in that. And sometimes I answer my own question, and you're like, all right, that's it. But that doesn't really work for the depth of the conversation, because I'm even when I talk about it or I say something right, I'm still not giving it the knowledge or the layers. I'm not giving it the expertise. I'm going on a hunch, good feelings, perspective. People might agree with me, might see things the way I saw it, but you're bringing the clarity. So I want to be able to merge between the two styles so that people don't see a difference. But just to let epiphany and, what is the correct understanding to the epiphany, that can kind of work with the bar for bar voice clips. Assalamu alaikum. Yeah, when I look at these different positions, it seems like there's two perspectives on it. Seems like one perspective is um, a safety mechanism to prevent people from going, down the wrong road, or um, you know, uh, to prevent people from, you know, uh, condoning or being an aid to bad manners or bad habits, or cutting off the roadways to major sin. And then there's another perspective that, focusing on, it is what it is. This is what people are doing. They've committed to living and being, they've committed to these lifestyles. And now, what does Islam say, and how does Islam meet them where they're at, or how does Islam, um, you know, what are the boundaries, so that people so that things are more inclusive for people, to regardless of what their levels are, uh, versus creating this uh, this utopia of an Islamic community. I- You know, I really, when you look at these differences, it seems like they're coming from different regions, or they're coming from different backgrounds, or they're servicing a different community, and we're utilizing the strongest position versus looking at the strongest solution for the people that we're speaking to. So I just, I'm trying to look at it in both ways. And what is it, fatwa shopping, when you're looking at what works best for your lifestyle? That brings up that question, or do we go with the stronger positions, and just, work, and just fear Allah to the best of our ability. It's more damage control than anything. It's more, what is the lesser of the two evils versus what is the greater harm, versus, what is the greatest benefit for a desired outcome. So how, is this how we should be looking at this?
So now, if we're asking the question, is it wrong for me to look toward what opinions that fit my lifestyle, and is that fatwa shopping? Is that shopping for an edict? Then that's a question that we kind of need to qualify. Of course, we have the renowned principle al-hukm ala shay far'un an tasawwurihi, that the verdict on an item is premised upon the dynamics of the issue. So when a fatwa is given, when an edict is passed, then the edict has to take into consideration the circumstances that the edict is directed toward. So now, from the standpoint of the mustafti, from the standpoint of the one that is seeking out or receiving this particular edict, on our end, we have to assure that the edict, or the edict that has been posed, or excuse me, the question that has been posed in order to receive the edict, that it actually fits our situation. that it fits our construct. So it's not necessarily a point of whatever my lifestyle is, I want to find a fatwa that fits my lifestyle. No, it is, okay, in the questions that are posed, do they fit the entire of my situation or not? So then we look at all of the verdicts that fit our situation, and then through that filter, we then look at those edicts and look at the evidences within them to the extent of our ability, and or how the edicts are being passed, and we determine which one appears to be most correct, and then we trust that particular scholar, then we trust the piety of that scholar, we trust the knowledge of that particular scholar. This becomes the mindset in approaching these edicts that we are receiving. And this is the distinction between identifying an edict that is appropriate for the lifestyle that we're living and simply, as we colloquially state, fatwa shopping.